Hey everybody, Heather here. This is my reaction to episode 75 of Steven Universe, Steven's birthday of the new Steven Bomb. So, um, my video is not going to be as long as they used to be because these episodes aren't as long as they used to be, so there's not much to talk about. And so I'm just going to get down to the main points of it. So this episode was basically about it's Steven's birthday. He's 14, and they're throwing a party for him. Peridot's still there, but she's working on the drill, so it's giving the gems and Steven time to celebrate his birthday. Uh, so Connie ends up getting to stay over the weekend, and it turns out that when Connie found out that Steven was actually 14 and Connie's only 12, and she talks to Steven's dad about like questions because she's 12 and he's 14 and he's not aging right. So he's not aging right. So she talks to him about it, and he says that he's half gem, half human, so he doesn't really know how he'd age. But it really, if you watch so many birthdays, it really depends on his mindset, how old he thinks he's supposed to be. Then his gem will react and he'll change. It's the same thing for the crystal gems. Like in the past, we saw them a little younger. Their outfits were different. They were a little smaller and different. Their clothes were different and everything. That's because after the war, they had time to let their hair down, relax and stuff like that. And since Rose was like a mother figure, it gave Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst time to actually act like children because they didn't really have a lot of things to worry about since the war had ended, and now all they had to do was beat up gem creatures. And Rose and Garnet mostly did all of that because Amethyst was still a little small for it, and I don't think. I mean, maybe Pearl went out and helped them, but Amethyst was a little too small. So we saw, like, now we see them as bigger, taller, older. That's because when Steven was born and Rose died, or whatever she did, they had to grow up to take care of him. Because when he hit a certain age, he was going to go live with them so he could learn his gem powers and what the gems do and end up taking over the group like his mom did. And it's just, and then like in the episode, in the Steven birthday episode, Steven tries to stretch his body out a little bit to make himself look older because he feels like he's not growing up. Because right when he hit the adolescent age, he just stayed an adolescent for a long time. Until his 14th birthday, he was still an adolescent. So he grew up a little. You know, you can see his neck. His voice got deeper. His clothes were a little small. And they went on with the party. Like nothing was really wrong with it. But if we find out that Steven can't actually keep that form for a very long time, like he has to focus really hard to keep his body stretched so it doesn't like shrink. And Amethyst tells him that that's not good for you. That's really bad to stretch your body out like that forever because it can really hurt you. Steven doesn't believe her. So, in the end, Steven ends up turning into a little baby because of that. And the heartfelt thing is that Steven actually like listened to Connie when he was when he was younger. Connie said she didn't care how old he was, what he looked like, how tall he was, or any of this stuff. She'd hang out with him no matter what. She'd take care of him when the gems were away. His dad was running the car wash, or she'd come visit him after training with Pearl. And that stopped Steven from crying. I guess there was, even though Steven was a baby, he actually remembers who Connie is. And even though he can't talk, he tried to say some stuff, but him being only like 2 years old, he couldn't really say anything. So so then it's like, then in the end he reverts back to normal, and he gets a facial hair, so he's like growing a beard, but I don't think Steven would look right with a beard. He's probably gonna shave it. He wouldn't look right with one. Oh, and the reason Steven's voice sounded deeper now is because Zach Callison is a voice actor. I think he's growing up as well, so he can't really do Steven's voice as well as he could when the show first started, because he's getting older, so his voice is getting deeper, so he has to he has to try harder to keep Steven's young voice. But in this episode, he was able to use his actual voice to voice Steven, so he didn't really have to try as hard. I don't really know what else to say about this episode. It's pretty short, like I said before, but it was interesting. It was funny. It was Steven looked weird as a baby. How he only had dots for eyes. That was kind of creepy, but you know, it's a cartoon, so it's supposed to look like that. So the new episode is about to come on. So I'm going to post this. I'm going to post this video today, and I may post the new episode that comes on today as well. Until then, look forward to it. I may post it today or tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys today or tomorrow. So this is Heather signing off. Talk to you all later.